Decent Suryo here. Welcome to another guide for one of my favorite warriors. It's the almighty Totem Smith. And yeah, it's, I would say, definitely one of the best league starters. It's very nice if you have just a few currency, because it's very cost efficient. You can clear the maps very fast. I mean, surely not the fastest, by the way, the map is some bugged shit. Surely not the fastest if you compare it to other builds, but it's very potent because you can, for just a few currency, you can literally clear easily tier 15 maps without any danger because you're so tanky. I mean, you have to consider this one is a tank build, being honest. Oh, I need the gold. This one is a tank build, so you are very tanky. You are very hard to kill. Even if I don't play with my shield, you can see I can face tank a lot. And look at this, I can just send, I mean, okay, it's white mobs, but, and then with my shield I even get my armor, and you see, I don't even get that damage anymore. And yeah, we play with Sunder totems that have very juicy amount of area of effect, what makes the clear very, just very juicy. I like it because you see, you place a totem and half the screen popping off. You can see we one popping even rare enemies, the yellow ones. They literally we don't mind them. We don't even need to break their armor for the critical hit. And just keep in mind, we have reduced damage because we play with upheaval. What's even better, and yeah, it's just very good. You see, we're not frozen that long, we don't get stunned, we place our totems, we have fun, we find divine orbs, very juicy. And we just let the totems do the rest. We can face tank stuff because we are maxed out with every resistance, even the almighty chaos resistance we are maxed out. We're literally a beautiful sort of a bullet sponge. And bossing, I will show later on, is very easy. We sort of one-pop bosses. I mean, it's not actually a one-pop, but they die very fast. We have to consider this one is, by the way, a fully juiced map. So yeah, you can see the clear is very easy. We are even delirious, as you can see. I mean, it's distilled map, instilled. I don't know. Yep, you know what I mean. I threw 3 of delirium stuff on this map, and actually by clearing you don't need to use your shield. I mean, you can surely, and it's making things against rare enemies, if they are very tanky, making things a lot easier, but it's not mandatory. You can also, if you want, you can take the shockwave totem if you like it more for clearing. You can play both totems for bossing. I recommend taking the Sunder because it's unbeatable if it comes to boss damage. Keep in mind, we play upheaval, so less damage, and yeah, we would have surely one-popped him if we just put out upheaval, and if we put a useful damage gem into, he would definitely be one-popped, because you can take super critical and deal tons of more damage. Yeah, over here we see how breaches go. They go fairly easy because everything is getting one-popped, but us, we can face tank the shit out of this without getting in any danger. Our totems will set us free at some point, so yeah, this one was pretty dangerous, but yeah, didn't get us at all because we have lots of generation, and in case we need defenses, we just pull off our shield, and then we get to go again. Yeah, I mean, can they maybe spawn faster? I'm afraid they... do we have okay, nah, that won't work. But sometimes you can cheese the breach if you have a good spot. Okay, you this one's taking. Come on, give me more! Give me more! What's over there? Oh, yeah. Over there, I bet there are. Or? No. No! Okay. Sad. But you see, breaches are like totally no challenge. We can tank anything because, I don't know, we are tanky. This one is a tank build. It's definitely hardcore viable. It's yeah, it's easy to play. It's hard to die, and it's actually a lot of fun though. Oh, yes, this might be a breach map. Oh yes, my friend. Oh yes, that's juicy. And I mean, we are also playing like Blood Mage, so we can have the 100% potions. Oh gosh, this is a lackluster of enemies, but they're not getting us at all. They're just blocking us, but we clear them. Yeah, and now we have the problem that the breach isn't spawning enough enemies for us. Let's maybe look this way. Yeah, it looks like there is some. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. What is very strong on this build, we have totally maxed out resistances. We are like 89%, I guess. I didn't think this 1% is too necessary because we already high enough and would have cost too much currency. Sad. And that's why I opted to just, to just stay at like 89. That's totally fine. I mean, you can see we are huge bullet sponge. 88, 89, 89, 75. We got 4.5k life. We got 70% nearly block chance, and this is very, very easy to push a little bit further because I didn't spend as much on my shield, and yeah, it's, as I said, actually one of the perfect builds for league starting. It's very easy. You can do every content with it. Like rituals are very easy. You just place like in each corner a totem, and keep in mind try to put them with a little bit spawn timer, with a little bit time in between, so they don't all hit at once. So like the screen gets cleared every few seconds. So they like totem 1 attacks, then totem 2 attacks, then totem 3 attacks, and then totem 1 attacks again, and you are like in a good loop. So it's fairly easy. It's very, very doable, and it's, as you can see, you just walk and place totems, and that's the gameplay. It's actually very fun though, because bossing is very satisfying. Bosses literally die within seconds, and so I'm gonna show you how you deal with bosses just now. So here we are at the boss, at the Baba Yaga. I hope she's not gonna cheese us too much. As you can see, we put our capped supercritical gem into the Ancestral-Warrior Totem instead of upheaval, because we don't need upheaval over here. I hope so. And then we hope she's not gonna cheese us too much. I don't like too much int. She's gonna do this, Sometimes I like to slow teaser. But as you can see, as she starts standing still, she's like, getting popped off. This was a juice boss, by the way, full tier, and it's very easy. You could also use the solar orb, like as an example, to get rage right before the fight starts, but as you saw, there is definitely no need to. You can keep this build as simple and as convenient as possible. You can just use like 2 buttons maximum, place your totems, and then resonating shield to protect yourself, and to swap back to the shield setup, because you don't need like two wielding all the time when you can like get your defenses for free, because your totem's doing the job and they don't mind what weapons you are wearing after you've placed them. So that's very convenient. That's about bossing. I've talked more than I took for the boss, so let's jump right into the juice part. So here we are at the juice part. Let's do the gems first. Or more like the juice part is the gear, because it's actually very cheap, or it actually was very cheap. I don't know the price now, but I mean, it in comparison to other classes, it's probably the cheapest way you can make. But we start with the gems, and here we go. Classical Ancestral Totem. I just corrupted it to +1. You will get this very cheap, and you can also craft yourself. There is like it's, I don't know, it's just a trick where you can craft yourself a 5-link. You don't need to have the 5-link. Like, I could probably put all of the gems but a pebble and still like one-hit white mobs anyway. So yeah, and it's very strong. But the more links you have, the easier it gets. Just take what you can afford. I mean, yeah, at least two slots are there. One for Sunder, and the rest is for damage and convenience. A pebble, whatever. Yeah. So this one's a Sunder totem. I suck it in brutality, heavy swing, heft, and a pebble. I mean, heavy swing is very not much of a deal, because the Sunder has huge attack time anyway, and if it's like 20 seconds or 21 seconds, doesn't matter. You know what I mean? You get the point. But the damage is very, very juicy. Deals a lot of more damage. What's very important though, if you play heavy swing, you need quality, otherwise, or attack speed from elsewhere. But if you don't have the quality, your totems stay 8 seconds at all, and with a heavy swing, you actually will just see them 2 hits, and the last slam will like interrupt just as it would have landed, right before it would have hit. So it's very sad. So get a quality up to 20%, or play without a pebble, or get attack speed elsewhere. I mean, you can put in martial tempo, if whatever. But keep that in mind. I mean, you will see it's your own build. You have your own stats. Look, it's just, I don't like it if you see your Sunder totem like despawn right before it would have hit. And yeah, I will take these later on. So yeah, the second slot is very unnecessary, but if you want, you can take the Shockwave totem. I feel like it's just a feeling, due to a high attack speed with martial tempo and recent, I mean, okay, it's like a few weeks ago, but the attack time buff, it just feels very good. Sunder totem is very slow, but hits like a truck. Sunder totem doesn't hit like a truck, but fairly strong enough to like one-shot most mobs, and attacks a lot faster. So if you can afford a second X-Link, whatever, you can suck it in. You can also play with the Shockwave totem. It's just a way of what you feel more comfortable with. And I put in Astral Projection just for convenience, so they don't just attack on their place, but rather attack like, feels like they can really attack out of your screen. The range is really good, so yeah, it's really good. The martial tempo to make them attack even faster. I play with Armor Explosion and Splinter, so they break armor, and if they break armor, enemies explode. What's very nice, because you just add more damage. I put most of my damage in there, so I just try to find a way where I can juice the Shockwave totem up, and I took the Armor Explosion one with Fire Infusion. So yeah, I think Fire Infusion applies to Armor Explosion because it's an attack, and yeah, Fire Infusion supports attack, so I think it buffs it, or at least I hope so. I didn't try it in particular, but it should work due to the tags. Then we come to the next skill. What's very important, I'd say, I play with Demolisher, so we break more armor, and I want to ensure to always break armor with this, because yeah, that's our mechanic. Sunder deals a safe crit if the armor is broken, so if you walk around and shred the armor, your Sunder will deal tons of more damage. Then with mobility, just for convenience, so you are a lot faster. With rage, so your totems deal more damage. Maim, and just some more area of effect for, so you cover up more area with armor break, so your Sunder gets the benefits more from the damage buff. What I have to say, many people don't know, but with Resonating Shield, there are some benefits. First is, if you just go like this, you don't hold down the bottom, but you rather tab it until you're slammed. Look the difference. You see the difference in attack speed. It's actually, you can increase your damage a lot, and you also move a lot faster because you're not getting the movement speed penalty all the time, as you can see. Because with this we're a lot slower, but with this we have way less of the movement speed penalty. And you could also do this with attack speed, so you can also put martial tempo in there, for example, instead of like maim. But actually maim is very nice because your totems, you can't go for the 100% hit rate node keystone, so your totems might miss depending on the range. I mean, with the quality they hit more, even they get less range penalty, but you just support them even more. So I would recommend getting maim, and keep in mind you don't need to have all of these sucking it in. So also, by the way, if you don't hold it down, you pay less cost. The downside is you surely aren't blocking all the time, but it's not necessary, I'd say. And I wanted to tell a second one, but I forgot it, I guess. I mean, it's a lot of quality of life, so you don't need 5 sockets if you can't afford. It's totally fine. Keep in mind. That's all. Then we play with the Armour Breaker skill, heavy swing. It's very nice because it breaks more armor. I'm using it on bosses because I have a second setup on this. We play with, I don't know how it's called in English, but it's called Einschnitt in German. I think it's, I just can't describe it. I will show the English one. You just the benefit is you hit enemies, and each stack of Einschnitt increases the chance of them getting bleed. So your totems, you see, I have no bleed, sucked it in. I think, do I have in the skill tree? I think once. You could take like once. Bleed 5%, so your totems can bleed. Right now they can't bleed, but if you have 5%, they can, and it's a loot. That's better than like I would say from 0 to 5% is way more valuable than from 5 to 10% as an example, because you get from 0 chance you can't bleed at all to you can bleed, but with 5%, and like from 5 to 10%, you come from you can bleed to you can bleed, but you just bleed like 5% more. That's a difference, you know. So 5% are actually more valuable. If you have the point, go for it. And with Einschnitt, we have the bleed does even more damage, and each stack of this one gets your enemy gets 10% increased bleed chance. You have to hope that you don't bleed yourself with the shit damage you deal yourself, but with the totems, but you are, if the totems get the bleed, it's a very, very good increase in damage. I play with cannon support because I don't spam like an idiot. You don't need to. The Armour Break has a cooldown, and so you can like hit a little bit, then you might go for this, hit a little bit, and then you one stack your cannons anyway, and then you have to place a totem like for the rhythm, so you just benefit a lot of the attack speed. The next support into the Armour Breaker is Execute. So you, just execute like bosses. That's what I use this one for. I use Resonating Shield for like mapping and going around, and Armour Breaker definitely for the boss fights. And I just put in some physical mastery because it actually buffs the armor break by a lot, as you can see. Yeah, it's okay. Could be better, but it's mattering at all. It's a nice buff. It's not the 50% though, but I mean, you see we still break more armor. 50% of 2,674 is way more valuable, way less valuable than 7,530. And the attack speed is fairly nice. You have attack speed range, and the nice thing is you can socket like better gems for bossing into this one. And then I play with Scavenge Plating, what really buffs my tankiness to the sky, to the limit, because with Scavenge Plating I have like, I mean right now you see my armor is at 45,500, 14, not 40, sorry, and with Scavenge Plating we get like 30,000 roundabout, a little bit less, but we are pretty close to this one. It's insanely strong, and it makes actually, with this build, armor is sort of valuable. You saw we can face tank a lot of content, and we're good. Then time and need with fast forward and vitality. I have here extended duration, so the Scavenge Plating or the armor buff stays longer, and precision, so we miss a lot less. And these one are just for movement. I mean, leap slam, suck it in like 6th round or whatever you want to, and ingenuity and second wind on shield slam, so it's all just for movement. Yeah, and then you can, if you like, if there's a gap between the map and you just can jump over it to get you faster. It's just for convenience. You see, we're not using a lot of skills. It's kept very simple. You can, like, I recommend, if you want to juice out a lot, take the solar sphere with the fountains, or just to buff you, you know, and you'll deal even more damage. But it's not necessary. You can definitely go for tier 4 Sashed, as I will show later on. With these, you can face tank him, your totems steal him very quickly, and it's, yeah, you can literally do all content with that build. You can do Arbiter, because you can quickly go into the dash into the stuff, or leap slam, or whatever. You can be fast with the right boots. I mean, you lose a little bit of movement speed because you are playing armor and stuff, but you definitely can go for the Arbiter. It's no challenge at all. Actually, no content is a real challenge. The only thing that can kill you is the classic ones, if you have like the worst map modifiers possible. So yeah, that's it to the gems. And yeah, you can juice it up a little bit more. I recommend for the Sunder Totem, it's important to deal damage. I recommend for a good clear, go for the upheaval. If you clear with Shockwave Totem, you don't need to go for the upheaval at all. If you are even lazier than me, you put like super critical in there and just go for the clear. You just take the Shockwave Totem, will do the job. And yeah, then I would say for the priority of the skill gems, super critical is probably the most important, I would say, because you always crit, because you break armor. And then I think heavy swing actually makes it out, and then brutality, and then as last I would take halved. So that's my order. If you take the Ancestral-Warrior Totem for clearing, it's definitely upheaval, because it makes it so much easier. Upheaval into heavy swing, and then brutality, and then halved. That's the priority of support gems, I would say. Yeah. Okay, let's come to the other juice part, and that's the gear. I love this build because it's so cheap, being honest. The only thing that's expensive is like the gloves. I think they really rose in price so hard, and yeah, they skyrocket. But take a +1 to all melee gems and you will be good to go. Will be few exalts, I bet. So you keep in mind, you don't need always the +X to whatever. You can go like one level less and you will pay like just few exalted. I think the amulet also probably is expensive. I'm uncertain. Yeah, but keep in mind, you can reduce the prices by so far and just cost you a few level. I mean, like one level, +6 is very cheap, one level, and another one level, so you get -4 level at all. and you can actually make that up with, like, as an example, with a Prism of Belief or something, depending on, you have to calculate what's the most efficient thing. I can't tell you by now because prices change all the time, but don't take the most expensive stuff as limit. And I mean, I don't even have the most expensive stuff. I think like these were less than 1 divine each, like few hundred exalteds whatsoever. I mean, before inflation for sure. So yeah, keep that in mind. But you can get the gear very cheap. I mean, look at this. I recommend a chest with chaos resistance. So you max out your chaos resistance, and it's you see, it's a white one. So we are playing Smith of Kitava. It's very easy, and with just try to corrupt it or buy it corrupted. You can also buy it corrupted with chaos resistance. I think 19% is the maximum amount. But with the setup I'm wearing right now, you don't need, because I'm at 75% and that's totally fine. For the helmet, I try to get as much armor as possible. You can get more than 1,000 armor, but this one standard out for the cheapest one. It has strength. You want strength on like every gear. And then fire resistance. Obviously, fire resistance is is prioritized because you're playing Smith of Kitava. And some cold resistance. Max life is very important as well, and just a high armor roll. The nice thing is you play armor, so it's cheap gear. And then I corrupted it with 2 sockets. It's very nice because you can just put in more life into this. Yeah, the rings are, I actually usually play with the setup, and the nice thing on the rings, because it's a cheap build, cheap as hell, you can focus for rarity hell out of your rings. As an example, I have here 40%, I have here 43%. So with those rings, I'm nearly at 100% rarity already. That's very nice. So it's very insane for like league starting, because you get a lot of rarity and get a lot of items and get a lot of loot. The loot is very juicy with this one. You saw we found a divine right before, and I actually rarely find divines. So yeah. And if you can afford the ceiling, take this one. At least one of this one. You get, I mean, I love these rings because they get rarity also. They get you chaos resistance, what's pretty tough to acquire. And they get you tons of damage if you are playing a bullet sponge like me. I mean, look at the damage difference. Right now, with upheaval, okay, it's 40k, it's very poor. Why is it 14k? Because we also... If we swap the weapon right now, you can see each swing is... that doesn't make sense at all. Okay, now. Yeah, you see, we're nearly at 200,000 each totem, and we can place 3 of them. So... if they all crit, we are literally at 600,000 DPS, because 3 totems, and this one nearly times 4. So 600,000 times 4, we are like above 2 million DPS with the totems. That's very nuts. And you know, there's not all shown in the tooltip. Yeah, the thing I wanted to tell you for Resonating Shield or Armour Breaker at all, if you break the armor, you deal 20% more damage with physical hits. 20% more damage. So we are, with this setup, round about at 2.5 million DPS, a little bit more, because it's not all shown on the tooltip, you know, and that's very, very nutty. It's very juicy, as you can imagine. And yeah, bosses melt, but you see the difference. Like with this ring, we are around 200,000, and if I put on my cheap ring with tons of rarity, we are at 150,000. So it's actually like a third of the damage. You deal a third more damage. But okay, be honest, this one is corrupted well if you go like for a cheap version, and you are still at, yeah, it's still nearly 20 to 25%. It's still a lot. So, yeah. And they are, I think, not even as expensive. I try to get less life loss. So I get 4% life loss. That's very nice. Instead of 5. So, you see, I still regenerate a lot. And if you can afford it, if you have as much life regeneration, surely put on 2. Why not? Then you can change the armor for like the armor corruption for like additional physical damage reduction, what makes you even more tanky because your chaos resistance will be maxed out with 2 rings. And okay, if you have it on my Grand Spectrum rubies, I corrupted him with chaos resistance. So yeah, depending on your setup, but keep in mind you can corrupt the. I would recommend additional physical damage reduction on the chest, but yeah, if you prefer something else like a free socket or whatever, you can surely do this one as well. Yeah, what I won't recommend is like 40 life, because get the free sockets and you can go 40 life or are more flexible, you know. Yeah. So to the gear, the rings, nothing special. What I recommend is increased damage to attacks. I would definitely recommend physical because we play with brutality, so physical matters as only damage stat. And then you can go for on this ring, as you can see, I have evasion here, plus 131 to evasion. What's really good for us and makes us even tankier because we play with iron reflexes. So yeah, we get armor instead of evasion. So we boost our armor with this if we have evasion on our rings. And yeah, what's very important is the max life, I would say rarity and strength. And if you need so, get resistances on the rings, but you don't need as much as resistances because we play the Kitava. Yeah, so for the rings, for the amulet, it's important, get as much plus level to the melee skills as possible, get strength, get life, get increased armor if possible, get accuracy rating, it's very handy also because, yeah, your totems should hit. And what's also really nice, I got 21% of damage taken recouped as life, so we recoup a lot of life as well. I mean, you have to divide this by 8, so you get the percentage per second. So we are roughly about around 3% of the damage taken per second. So it's very nice. Yeah, the effect is you regenerate 21% of life for 8 seconds. So yeah, and you also, the nice thing is you also buff this one with the quality if you get life quality. So I got life quality on my rings because I just wanted to be a bullet sponge. What I also recommend, or you can also take like life regeneration. It's not mandatory. On the amulet, the important stats are plus to melee skills and strength. Or if you take dexterity like I did, it gets a lot cheaper, and you need dexterity anyways for for your gems and stuff. So you can take your gear and you can make it out. You want strength on every gear because you need strength. I mean, look at this. If I put on the ring, I can't wear my mace anymore, and so it's important to get strength. Actually, I mean, you see 10 strength, and I'm out. And okay, this one is 20%, but you know what I mean. Take strength on every gear because you'll need it, and it gets you more tanky. So on the amulet, I decided, okay, strength is so expensive, so I take dexterity because I need some dexterity as well, and I could delete the dexterity out of my tree. So my tree is, I think, full of strength, but I just can go full on strength on my tree because I got some dexterity on my amulet. You can surely take dexterity on boots or whatever. Find your cheapest price, but this made the amulet way cheaper. I instilled Sunder on it, what gets me increased attack speed and increased area of effect. Let me look at this node. You can take another node if you want to, but I just decided to take this one. Whatever. Get your way. You can also take, like, if you want to squeeze it out to the maximum, take like more crit damage where it is. This one would be also good because 10 strength and increased crit damage, but feel free to take whatever you want. You can also, like, I don't know, take more accuracy rating if you need it. I mean, attacks get... I'm actually unsure if this one works with Sunder crits, but you have 100%, so you should get 100% increased accuracy rating. But yeah, I don't know. Find your way. I took this one, but it's not like 100% safe to take this one. I just took it because it's juicy. The area of effect and damage is pretty much nice for everything in this build. Yeah, for the belt, I would say this one is mandatory because you get a lot of maximum resistances from this. Keep in mind, there are several ways for corruption. I mean, this one is actually pretty trashy because increased evasion rating is totally useless for me. But they were very expensive back then. I looked recently, they got a lot cheaper. You can corrupt it. Keep in mind, you can corrupt it that the number directly goes up over here, and you can also corrupt it in the implicit, in the enchant. So you can get over here more fire resistance as well. Look for the right mix, because 8% are 8%, no matter if it's like under there 8% or if it's like over here 3% and over there 5%, you know what I mean? And the prices may vary a lot. So keep that in mind. Go for the weighted sum, I recommend. Go for the weighted sum and give the enchant one and give this suffix one, and then you find the cheapest option, because yeah, doesn't matter if it's in the enchant mod or in this one, and get as much fire resistance as possible, as much armor and as much strength. You see I did none of it, so I just looked for maximum fire resistance and fire resistance, but you can get a lot better than this. But this one was cheap. Actually it wasn't, but right now it would be cheap. For the gloves, it's important to level for melee skills. This one was random. The lightning resistance is random. I don't need it, but it just was there, and it was the cheapest one I could afford. So yeah, I would recommend, actually, by the way, getting a good armor roll on this, because it makes out a lot of armor on at all. Because you see, we have 40,500. I put it off. We probably, yeah. It's like 5,000 armor. It's nearly a third of our armor if I just put my gloves off. That's huge. And it's because of this one. +1 to evasion per 1 armor on your gloves. So it actually doubles our armor on the gloves. So we get 1,000 base armor, and with the multipliers, it's a lot, as you can see. I actually don't understand why it's that much, but yeah, why it's 5,000? I don't have 500 increased armor, have I? Or 4,000, but holy crap, I don't know why it's that much, but it's a lot. I have enchant, increased armor break more armor, that's nice. I would recommend get the socket for 1 rage on melee hit. It's very, very nice. And that's about the gloves. It's important. Keep in mind the status plus the melee skills. I wanted more rarity, so yeah, but rarity is always, if you can afford it, go rarity. If not, don't. Plus level of melee skills and a lot of armor rolls. I actually hardly focused on the armor rolls and get like a cheap one. I think this was under 1 divine. They got more expensive, but look for a high armor roll on the gloves and the melee skills, and then then go for like strength or rarity or whatever. The perfect gloves, I'd say, would be rarity, melee, and strength, and a huge armor roll and max life if possible. But yeah, I think my prefixes are perfect. Not from the rolls, they could be higher, but this one is the perfect constellation, I'd say. Armor, increased armor, and max life. Yeah. For the boots, get as much movement speed as possible. As you saw, I wanted to go cheap, so I didn't. I just have 30%, but increased armor to max life and some resistances with strength. Keep in mind, my lightning resistance, you see I am at 140% lightning resistance, so it's not necessary to get any more resistance. If you get a good fire resistance roll on each gear, you don't need other resistances at all, and your maximum resistances will be capped out. Very nice. The shield is, I just looked for increased physical damage reduction, strength, and fire resistance, as well as armor a little bit, and max life, and block change for sure, because we have I want block chance. You can get better rolls than this. I just look to get this cheap away as possible. Keep in mind, that's cheap gear, because the build is very cheap. You can get worse, you can get better, depends on your budget. This one was a few exiles probably. You can also get the shield where you recover 4% of life when you block. It's I can recommend it very, very well. It's insanely strong and makes you very, very defensive. It gives you a good block chance, a high block chance, and like all the stats except of strength and fire resistance that you want. So it's very good. But I don't use it. It's like at least 1 divine right now, I think, or a little bit less. So yeah, it costs a little bit more, but you don't need it. Keep in mind, it's okay with this setup. Then on the mace, what I would say is important, no stat matters, but actually accuracy rating, because you don't want to miss, and then plus to the level of melee skills as well as attack speed. These 3 are very important. Accuracy rating, because you don't want to hit with your resonating shield, plus the level of melee skills is important because it surely applies to your armor break skills, and the higher the level, the better they break armor. I mean, you can see we are like 11,585. Yeah, I think that's because we are not as much. But we are right now at 7,530. If we go to the tooltip, we see it's actually 20k because I put some notes in the skill tree, but we come later to this on. We come to this later on. And now without this gem, you see it's like 2,000 less armor nearly that I break. So the level, actually 6 levels are very huge on this one. And yeah, attack speed, so our resonating shield hits faster, as well as our armor break hit, and the accuracy rating, so we don't miss. The rest is actually pretty irrelevant, what makes it very cheap as well. And yeah, find your way, find your budget, as usual. For the second weapon set for our totems, it's just important to get strength, so you can wear them, and you get more tanky when wearing them, as well as +7 to the level. The rest is irrelevant, because it doesn't matter for your totems at all. We don't play elemental totems, so we don't need the elemental tech. We just need to the level, and +7 is very good. It's the best roll. If you can't afford, go +6, whatever, you know. It's the same procedure as always. For the flask, get a flask that takes 15% of the recovered life from your mana. We don't have mana, so it's just no downside with a huge upside. With a huge increase in life recovery, you can get plus 100%, and if you're even better, you corrupt it to 31%, so you heal a lot of damage. I mean, right now it's 2,139 life. That's half of our HP pool, a little bit less, but it's huge. For 3 seconds, so in dangerous situation it can really save you. Yeah, that to the gear. And keep in mind, you don't need the expensive rings. You can go for this build, I swear, you can go really strong with this 215 maps for under 1 divine and be safe as hell. Yeah, sockets, life strength, case resistance, whatever you need. So you be maxed out. If you can afford, look, you have to look. It's not always the Jikwani that gives you the most life, because if you have, like we do, 15% increased max life, the Jikwani gets diminishing returns. So maybe the flat, the base life is more valuable. You just have to figure out. I recommend, if you make the maths, go Path of Building, or if you are like lazy as I am, just put in one of the cheap ones to the +40 to max life. You get few of them for an exile, I think, and then a Jikwani, and you can see what gives you more life. You just go on the screen and then you socket it in, and then you see, okay, now I got 50 life as an example because we have increased life, and with the Jikwani I just got 45 HP as an example. So look, what's the better value? It might differ, and being honest, if it's like just 5 HP difference or something like this, take the cheap one. Jikwani sell for somewhere like around 1 divine. Not necessary at all. Yeah. And in this one, take if you feel like you've frozen a lot, I'm actually not. Take rarity if possible. And yeah, this one is just a filler. gap filler. Yeah, this for the gear. It's cheap. What else to say? The last thing, last but not least, we come to the passive tree. Who would have expected? I mean, actually, I would say Smith of Kitava is like a 8 skill point ascendancy, or 9 if you count this one, because it's unbeatable. This one is so strong. You get 50% of your fire resistances applied to other elemental resistances, and your maximum resistances will be shared from fire resistance. It's just, yeah, nothing to say. It's huge. And for the armor, I highly prefer the life regeneration for sustain and for keeping us alive. Very nice. As well as 25% of the physical damage will be as fire damage, what makes armor even more valuable. And actually, with the amount of 30,000 armor nearly we got, it's very strong, and we can actually survive a lot of things. And 20% increased strength for life, and 15% increased max life, obviously for life as well. These one are, I would say, don't take anything else. I'm honest, because if you have 75% of armor, of case resistance, this one is actually, each of this is not as valuable at all as these 4 I picked. Yeah. With the tree, I start here, take up some regeneration and increased armor, and for the specific one, for weapon set 1, I mainly go for block because I don't need anything else but block and armor break. So weapon set 1 is like block and armor break. Weapon set 2 is, as you can see, totem nodes, and that's what we swap around. Here I took a lot of life regen because it just makes me tankier. Some more life regen, and I took it with weapon set 1 because it's more valuable than weapon set 1, because you won't stay that long on weapon set 2 with the totems if not necessary, or if you are like want to go the safe way. Yeah, over here just some more block. Over here a lot of armor. It's very, very nice because this one you won't ever get stunned if you have this one. You could also put it on weapon set 1 if you want to, but I just put it on this because, yeah, it gets you a lot of stun threshold, and it feels like you can hold down the resonating shield button forever and you won't get heavy stunned any time. Yeah, here just totem strength for getting more tanky, and again weapon set 1 for block. Here comes a Grand Spectrum Robbie just for more stun threshold and life. Strength, damage based on strength, and here Giant's Blood, so we can wield two-hander in one hand. This one is important, maximum fire resistance to cap it out a lot. This one really gets us a lot of fire resistance, as you can see. Maxes out the resistances a ton of. Yeah, here we get more fire, more resistances, more capped resistances. This one for the totems, it's very important because you can place more totems in this. With this, a Grand Spectrum Robbie, another one. Strength, totem stuff, armor stuff. A lot of armor stuff with Iron Reflex and the glove node, as you could see. Here just some more stats, some more damage. That's something we need as well. Strength. And with this one I just took the Throat Cutter, it's called. It's over here. We don't care for the decreased critical hit chance because we 100% crit, but 60% increased critical damage is a lot. So this one is nice, but not mandatory. You can take any jewel you want or not take it at all. Depends on your progression and on your on your currency. This one was like 4 divines, I think, so it's not the cheapest one. Here, some armor break on weapon set 1, as I said, so we break more armor. And for this one, we get more armor as well, because 100% of strength requirements will get added as flat armor. Was very, very nice. I took the 18% increase armor instead of the 10%, because usually you see it's 15%, but this is 18%, so it's a little bit more valuable, and I think our life recovery is high enough. But you could also take the 10%. It's just, yeah, I think it doesn't matter that much at all, because life regen makes it more defensive and armor in this one as well. Here just some more block, and now here you heal when you are getting blocked, when you're blocking. So if you're resonating shield, using resonating shield, you are blocking, so you heal 20 damage each enemy trying to hit you. That's a lot. And here just some more resistances. Fire resistance prioritized because yeah, it benefits you all other resistances as well. Some more elemental resistances, that's also nice. And yeah, here we get Blood Mage. Here, yeah, you probably could take something else, but I think the the 55% increased physical damage as well as the attack speed is very nice. We are here, it's not as much. And yeah, if you want, you could also go in this one and take this one if you have enough points. But yeah, find your way, find your most damage. I took this one. You can take another one note if you want to. Over here, weapon set 2, more increased totem placement speed, what's very, very handy because defensively it's very important, so you don't stay longer than you need in weapon set 2, what makes you less tanky because you have no shield. And yeah, then if you swap back to weapon set 1, you will have another increased armor break, what's very nice. And actually also increased armor, what's also very nice. Here just some more strength. Yeah, life regeneration rate. I probably didn't know better where to get the point. I don't know. Maybe it would be better if I just go in this one. But yeah, life regeneration rate is also always juicy, so I took it. With this, just some more totem stuff, totem damage, totem placement speed. You get the point. And that's it about the skill tree. So actually that's it about this guide. I will now show you at the end just a tier 4 Xesth, so you can get a feeling how actually doable the most difficult content in the game actually is. It's very doable, I would say, and bossing is like the most fun with this build. I would actually, I believe, because they pop very easily, you are so sustaining, you are so tanky, and your totems are doing a great job stunning, damaging, and they just they fall like, I don't know, I'm not gonna tell it, but they fall like high buildings, you know what I mean. They fall very, very easy with this build, and that's what makes it fun. I love bossing, and bossing with high damage on bosses is very, very nice. So that's about the build. If you have any question, feel free to ask. I hope you are enjoying the weekend or whatever day you are looking this. And see you soon, and enjoy the tier 4 Xesth melting. So you see, we was pretty easy going for the way to Xesth, and now I'm gonna show you how easy Xesth actually is. Get as fast there as possible. Then yeah, I just did the fountain thing, so it's getting even easier and even faster. So we get our rage. And yeah, then just play properly, keep totems up, keep Armour Breaker up. You can, like, as you can see, we can face tank everything from him. He's not a danger at all. We break the armor. Again, break it, let our totems do the job. You can see, we can even face tank the gloves. Oh, okay, I was cheesing there too much, but we can also face tank this. And then if you hit for the cadence too much, you just literally change the spell, so you don't need to spam it. And that's it. Pretty easy, I would say. As you can see, we can actually face tank all the fight. We don't care for anything. It's literally not touching us at all because our resistances are too high, our armor is too high, and what makes the whole game pretty easy with this build. So, thanks for watching, have a nice weekend, and goodbye.